hiding compels a heightened intimacy with oneself. It is something about being in hiding that causes us to have to take an introspective look at certain things. Psychologically, we view blackness and darkness from such a negative place. We are often apprehensive about times when God is allowing us to be in hiding. The night that your mother conceived you, you came out of the cave of your father and entered into the cave of your mother. And when your mother's egg was fertilized, the evolution of your process began, but it began hidden. It began in obscurity. It began in the dark. And it is amazing because you and I both know that whenever a woman is pregnant, she is pregnant for 40 weeks. Well, the number 40 is no stranger to this hour because you understand that the word 40 now is in relation to a Greek word to which we use the word quarantine. The word quarantine is a period of time in relation to the number 40, whether you're talking about a quarantine period like Jesus had when he was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, or whether you're talking about a quarantine period like Moses and the children of Israel had when they were in the wilderness for 40 years, or whether you're talking about a quarantine period that an unborn child would have while he is in the womb for 40 weeks. Quarantine, something that God allows to create an environment that may be dark, it may be obscured, you may be hidden, but there's development that is taking place under the hiding. The reason why God wants to hide you while you are being developed is simply because his ultimate aim is to ground you. Do me a favor and just write in the text box, I want to be grounded. Yes, I want to be grounded. And whenever you take a look at the word grounded, sisters and brothers, it is amazing because grounded in the earth means punishment, but grounded in the heavenlies means stability. You see, whenever your parents ground you, it is because they are trying to execute some type of disciplinary action. But whenever God wants you to be grounded, he is not trying to punish you. He is simply trying to stabilize you, because it is a double-minded man that is unstable in all of his ways. He is trying to keep you grounded. And it is amazing because when an unborn child is in the process of this cave that we call a womb, he or she is being developed. He or she is being prepared for the exodus. You see, sisters and brothers, what you never want to do in life is waste obscurity. I don't mind if you write that too. Come on, write it out. You don't want to waste obscurity. You always want to maximize this place that God has you in so that you don't end up cursing your cave. I know it feels like boundaries, it feels like barriers, and sometimes it can become frustrating, especially when they are people who are seemingly surpassing you, and you have to have a real conversation with yourself, because every now and then, if you have a real conversation with yourself, you will discover that you are saying things like, Lord, when will my time come? I don't know who I'm talking to, but is there anybody watching that ever said, Lord, I'm not jealous? I'm not jealous. In fact, I'm happy for everybody that has something going on in their lives. God says, I will allow you to be in what we call a cave geographically, but it is in fact a womb, and I am preparing you for one of the greatest deliverances of your life. And whenever a child is prepared to be extracted from the cave, an unborn child, when it is now time for it to be delivered or born, there's something that we see that I think is significant. significant. Have you ever noticed when newborn babies are born, they have a cone-shaped head? Right, because the reason that is simply because the pressure that it takes to extract someone from this cave called a womb has the propensity to kill you. The only reason why the head of a newborn baby is cone-shaped is because the cervix can only dilate 10 centimeters, but that is not the maximum space needed for the child to get out. That is only the maximum stretch that the cervix can expand. In other words, when the baby is coming through the birth canal, the platelets in the skull are so flexible, they're so malleable that they shift, and they shift so that the baby can survive the pressure of the deliverance from its cave. I want to talk to everybody that's watching, and the only reason why some of you have a testimony that says you are still here is because even though you've been bent out of shape, and even though some things have shifted in your life, the very fact of the matter is God only allowed you to shift so you can survive. I want you to just write that in the text box. The shift was for my survivor. Oh, in the last few months we've had to shift some things. We've had to turn some things around. We've had to readjust. But God says if you can be malleable, if you can be bendable, flexible, if you can master the art of acquiescing to what he wants to do in your life, the same pressure in the birth canal that killed others during delivery, it will not kill you. You've got to survive the shift.